What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Travis. Of course, this is TWA Motorsports, and today, well, we're doing a little maintenance stuff. I just got through changing the oil on this thing, which I've showed you guys a video in the past, and I actually forgot how much it sucks to not do it on the lift. I just pulled it up on my race ramps, got it changed. But something I noticed here recently, I've driven this thing a couple times at night, and the headlights absolutely are terrible. And so, since a majority of my stuff in here has LED headlights, I decided, let's just order some for this thing. I just feel a lot safer about my wife being out in it at night, especially this time of the year. I live here in Missouri. There's deer jumping all over the road at night, and we generally don't drive it a ton at night, but here recently I've driven it a couple times because it's getting dark sooner, and I've noticed that with the 35% tint on the windshield and these terrible halogen headlights, I just don't like it, and it's terrible. So, and I'm going to take you guys out and show you exactly what I'm talking about before we get these changed. So let's go take a look at what we're dealing with right now, and then we'll come back and put some bulbs in this thing. So as I said, let's take a look before. So this is on dim, this is on bright, and it doesn't look bad, to be honest with you, but I think we can do better. You're gonna see how bad it is when we get in the car. Definitely need something with those fog lights. They don't even match. So either way, let's go down the road, because the windshield is tinted at 35%, and that's really at night what gets you. So let's get in here, and we need some gas, that's for sure. But you could see that it is, I'm gonna turn the lights in here down if I can figure out where that is. There we go. So that's as far down as they'll go, but that'll give you guys a good idea of what we're dealing with here. Gonna kind of just take you the same way after we finish up. But it's pretty dark, guys. I know we can do better, especially with an LED light. So this is brights on. There's not much of a difference here. This is brights, and I believe with fog lights. Yeah, it is. We'll turn around and go back. But, you know, I've updated just about every one of my vehicles with LED lights. And I didn't really think much about this one until here recently. I've been driving it a lot more, especially at night. And my wife never really drives it much at night. We don't generally drive this thing a lot at night, but man, I have really noticed here recently when I've driven it in the dark how much worse it is. It's just bad. So let's go back down here where it's dark. And then we'll just take you guys out again and see what, you know, what we can improve on here. So this is dim, bright. I don't even know that on camera you guys are going to be able to tell the difference. Dim with fogs, bright no fogs. I don't know. You may be able to tell on camera. I can tell you from the viewfinder here, I can't tell the difference. So let's pull this thing in and see if we can swap these lights out. Well, as you can see, pretty terrible. So we're going to see if we can do better. I think we can. So let's get this hood open. You'd think I just changed the oil, I'd know how to open the hood. Well, I can't reach it, I don't know. And I had it sitting outside for just a short amount of time. You can see the pile of leaves here. I'm gonna clean that out real quick because that'll make me a little crazy. But the light on this side is relatively easy to reach. It's the one on the passenger side that's a little bit more cumbersome. And we're gonna replace brights, dims, and fog lights. So we try to get everything at least the same color, even though I wasn't able to get the same brand, and I'll show you guys that here in a minute. I at least want the same color range. So either way, let's try to get you set up here where you can see what's going on, And I guess we'll start with the driver's side since it is the easiest. Here on the driver's side, right behind, like almost looks like an additional battery tray could be added. You have this little closeout panel. And so what we need to do is we need to twist that off, and there is your access to the bulb. Now look, it actually has an aftermarket bulb in it. Interesting. That could cause a problem. All right, we may have to check and see if that'll even work, to be honest with you. Now this bottom one should be your bright. Same situation there, just turn that. And that is a standard bulb, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it is. So we're gonna have to unplug this. This looks like a factory HID of some sort. This may not work, guys, but we can at least get the bottom one out and take a look at it. Now for that bottom bulb, I noticed that it's a little easier to turn that thing out with it hooked up, but we're going with the Sea-Light brand. Guys, I've had really good luck with these here of late, and I really like this design because it doesn't have that end on it that interferes with the light. It just, I don't know, it just seems to work really well, and they're reasonably priced. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep sticking with these as long as they, you know, continue to make decent products, to be honest with you. So we just need to put this thing in and turn it. We need to make sure that this thing is facing obviously up and down, but I still haven't pulled that top one out. I may have to, like I said, look and see what our options are as far as getting something brighter. I don't know if we can just unplug that interface, but let's get this one in and then we'll test it. So I plugged that one in, and just look at how much brighter it is. I'm gonna turn the brights off, and that may, look at the difference. That's a pretty substantial difference. See how yellow that top one is? I may just have to replace it with something different, but we're gonna dig into it and see exactly what's going on. Okay, so after doing a little bit of research, it looks as though we're not gonna be changing those out. It requires way more than I wanna mess with as far as changing the plug out. And honestly, guys, I am not about to do that. I noticed when I was walking around outside just now that those look like HIDs, but obviously they are HIDs. I noticed the color difference between, you remember I said that, between the fog lights in it. So we'll just have to deal with the brights being quite a bit brighter, and hopefully, you know, we'll go out and look at it afterwards to see the difference. But yeah, that sucks, you know. But either way, I've got this bright in here. I just need to feed, so you can see my wire down here. I need to feed this wire in there so we can put that cap back on. And then we'll go to the hard side, which is the other side. And then of course we got to do the fog lights. But let me get this jammed in here, get that cap back on, and then we'll go show you what you need to take off on that other side. So unfortunately on this side, you know, life's not as easy. We need to take out, there should be 4 of these Phillips. You can use a flathead too if you wanted to, but 4 of these guys. And I've noticed that I'm missing one down there. So whoever owned this thing before, or maybe the dealership, decided they were gonna be lazy and not put that other screw in. Pretty common, guys, when you have people that get paid flag time, they call it, in the mechanic world, for them to cut corners. It sucks for people like, you know, that don't know anything or don't do any of their own work, getting shoddy work from a mechanic. But unfortunately, that's the world we live in. It's on to the next one. And what I mean by flag time is they get paid. There's a book that tells them how much a certain job would pay. We need to take this out as well. But anyway, they have a book that tells them exactly what they should get paid for a job, or how long a job should take. So it's, say, you know, an engine replacement on this thing would be 17 hours. They get paid 17 hours regardless if it takes them 4 or if it takes them 30. So they, you know, go as quick as they can. Pop that plug up, take this out, and then there is one more. This wiring harness is attached to the side of this. I'm gonna go grab my little pliers so we can pop that loose. So now we need to unplug this guy, or push this back if we can. May have to loosen it a little bit more. Now we got it. We're gonna pull this out. Now's a good time too, guys, to look at your air filter and see if it's clean. Oh, now I know why. Check it out. It's broke. That's why there's not one there. Interesting. My air filter looks pretty good. Yeah. Now, pull you guys over here and take a look at what we've got. We still have to get this box out. And this, holy cow, I'm gonna vacuum that out. That looks terrible. This box literally just pushes down. So all we need to do is just pull straight up on it. There is a little clip over on the side if you don't want to remove it from the fender. I don't know if you guys can see those clips over there on either side. We could unclip those. That might make it a little bit easier, but we're just gonna pull straight up and see if that thing will come out. There we go. Yeah, I'm gonna have to vacuum that out. That's gross. Might vacuum under here too if it's that bad. All right, now we've got access to what we need here. We're really close. There is these little plastic guys here. If you have a set of these, guys, get this under here. Man, those are tight. All right, I'm gonna have to do this with two hands, but that little tool we may have to get in back behind the plastic and pull this out. We need this out of the way in order to get access. So there's two more that go on this wiring harness right here. I did go ahead and take those loose too. I just thought it'd make my life a little easier. Now we can twist this thing off just like we did on the other side and get that old headlight out. One thing I will tell you, at least, they give you quite a bit of lead so you can get it out. Like I said, I think twisting the bulb out and then unplugging it once it's out is the easier way, but let's grab our other light here. And this guy, generally, it has I don't know if you guys noticed on that last one, but it has only a clip on one side. So it can only plug it. It'll plug in both ways probably, but I noticed I plugged it in with the clip, but I didn't have to reverse polarity or anything. We got that one plugged in now. Let's try to test it, make sure. Oh yeah. And it's actually a pretty close match to that HID. All right, so on to the fog lights. We'll put all that back together. So it's just a reverse process. We'll put the air box back in. Like I said, I'm gonna vacuum it out. And then bolt all that stuff back together. I may clean a little bit. You guys know how I am. And then we'll move on to the fog lights. Now that we have the top all assembled, let's move to the fog lights. And so, honestly, I probably should have done this while I was changing the oil, but I put it up on my race ramps. Guys, I'm telling you, I use these race ramps for just about everything, including, you know, getting like stuff off my lift, like my truck here, something super low. You know, I still think you're gonna have to get this thing up in order to change the fog light bulbs. You might be able to reach around there, but I'm gonna show you exactly where you need to go here. But either way, those race ramps make things really, really nice. They're easy to carry around. I'll list those in the description. Several people have asked me about those in past videos, but let's go down here and look at what we've got. So your fog light, you would think you wouldn't be able to reach without taking that panel out, but you could reach around the front side here, or if you go back here, you can actually see the bulb right there. And so we're gonna try to reach up in there. I wish I had a place to hang this light. I like my old school light with a cord. I know. Somebody's probably gonna say, you need an LED. I do have an LED, but I don't know. I don't like the light output, especially on camera. I've got it. If I can twist it out, that may be. It's got a really weird plug on it. See if I can even get it out. All right, we got it. it's kind of one of those reach only deals. So once we get it unplugged, you see it here, or twist it out of the housing, we'll unplug it and see if we can go grab our new bulbs. We got this old one unplugged here, and you can see it's just a standard halogen, but our replacements are not the same brand, like I said, as the headlights. And the reason why is because that company doesn't make a headlight or a fog light that fits this platform. It's just a really oddball shape, I guess. But I do have a replacement. It's from Alla, and I'll list it down in the description below as well. But all we have to do, and it may take you a little bit, we need to make sure, as always, this is straight up and down, you know, parallel like this. This is the way we should be looking at it when it's in there. If it's installed like this, you're not going to get as good a beam pattern, or, you know, if it's like that, you need to make it straight up and down. Now, if you get it in there, you'll be able to see it from the front side here. But if you get it in there and it's not coordinating the way you want it, you do have this set screw that you can turn the housing, and that gives you the ability to kind of aim it the way you want to aim it. So it may take a couple times. This doesn't look to me like it's going to go in the way I want it, just based on looking at this bulb. And that's actually, I may just have it, I may shape it like this one, because you can see how the bigger end is on the left, and on here it's on the top, which tells me it's not going to go in the way I want it. So I'm just going to go ahead and go grab a small, looks like a Torx actually, and move this. So I've got it in there. I don't know, it's kind of hard to see, but it's straight up and down like I like it. And actually I didn't even adjust it. I wanted to put it up in there and kind of see how much I needed to move it, and it was actually set the way I needed it, so I was wrong. Anyway, let's go, since we've got both of them, or well, this side in, let's go turn it on and see the difference. That way you can kind of stand back and judge, you know, did we make a change here? Let's turn it on and take a look. I always like to test it anyway, but you don't have to put anything back together on this. Hoping the fog lights will come on without it being turned on. They may not. Nope, we're gonna have to turn the truck on at least. All right. Okay, so there's the original. And there's the other. Yeah, definitely a difference here, guys. Now, will that make enough difference driving? We'll just have to see. We still have those, you know, those HIDs for the driving lights, which I wasn't impressed with. So I'm hoping. So let's get this other one in and take it out in the dark and take a look at it. I've got the light off in the shop. Just wanted to show you guys. We're still gonna take it outside, but I figured it'd be kind of cool to take a look here. So we got fog lights on, no fog lights. That's definitely a difference there. And then brights. I think that's gonna make the biggest difference. Yeah. All right, let's get this thing outside and look at it. Here we are in the same spot we were the other night, and okay, so this is just the dim, so just the HIDs. So obviously we didn't improve there because we didn't change those, but that is with, this is just turning the fog lights on. Look at that difference. And now the brights. Definitely an improvement here. All right, so we're gonna go down the road with just the HIDs, the factory headlights, and then we'll flip these on, both coming back. Trying to get you a little closer to the windshield. So HIDs only. Now with the LED fogs and with the brights. I actually think I have a better view with just the HID fog lights, and those were the cheapest ones. But either way, we'll go up here and then drive back into the dark. Hopefully we don't meet a car. fog lights. That is crazy different. Okay, so same thing, fog lights on, fog lights off, and then brights. I mean, the brights do go out further than they did before, but the fog lights make the biggest difference to me, especially close up. Well, guys, we are back here in the shop, and I think, as you can see from the video, I think it made a difference, especially the brights and the fog lights. So, you know, obviously we weren't able to replace the dims, which is kind of a bummer, but after doing a little bit of research, I did find that they do make, there's a couple companies that make dims that go conversion from HID to LED, and you know, while I read up on a couple of them, none of them are a real direct plug and play. Now, there are some other companies that make different HIDs that you can get a stronger version, but from what I'm reading, people are having issues with them flickering because the factory wiring can't keep up. So honestly, at this point, I think I'm just gonna live with what I got. This is definitely an improvement, especially with the bright lights on, the fog lights on. While it doesn't really match per se, as far as the headlight and the fog light, it's way closer than what it was with the halogen and the fog light. So, and then on those other ones that are the LED versions, they're not a direct plug and play. You do have to splice into the wiring. And I don't know that on this vehicle that I want to do that. Now on something older, yeah, but for something like this, I don't know that the benefit is worth chopping into a bunch of stuff. I just don't know that I want to do that. I will list that in the description down below, a link to the ones if you do want to chop into your factory wiring and go to an LED. Some people have had some pretty good reviews on that. I'll list those below as well if you guys want to try that. And but let me know if you do, because I would love to know if it was that big of a difference, then I might consider doing that. But either way, we've got an upgrade done on this. Of course, like I said, I changed the oil as well, just some maintenance stuff here in the shop. But if you guys did enjoy this video, please, like always, go down there and smash that thumbs up button. Guys, if you are not subscribed, please go down there, hit that subscribe button. Of course, ring the bell icon. That notifies you every single time we drop a new video. And stay tuned to see what we work on next.